We shall discuss XIRR versus CAGR to calculate mutual fund returns. When investing in mutual fund, examining the past returns of the scheme is very crucial. And the two popular methods to calculate the returns are using functions like XIRR and CAGR. Choosing between these two functions depends upon the nature of your investment and frequency of cash flow. For irregular investments, XIRR function is preferred, and for steady investment, CAGR function is preferred. Now let's understand both the functions in detail. Extended internal rate of return, that is XIRR. Here this is a method to calculate annualized return on investment when cash flow occurs at irregular intervals. It considers all cash flows and cash inflows and outflows along with their respective dates to determine the annual return rate. It takes into account the timing and amount of each cash flow, making it more precise method for investment with irregular cash performance of individual stocks with their portfolios. It helps in identifying the shares that are causing losses or offsetting gains. When dealing with systematic investment plan SAP, that is calculating return can be complex here due to the multiple investment with various prices and time periods. Therefore, XIRR functions are commonly used to compute these returns, especially for SIPs. Okay, so this simplifies the process for investors. Now, what is the advantage of XIRR? The accounts for uneven cash flow. So here, this considers the time value of money and time of cash flow, making it suitable for investment with irregular and uneven cash flow. It provides accurate calculation. That is, it offers more precise calculation for return on investment by considering both magnitude of cash flow and timing of cash flow. The disadvantage of this is it is very difficult to manually calculate. Okay, and one more disadvantage is it may not provide clear picture for long-term performance. This XIRR calculates the annualized return over the entire investment period, which may not provide a clear picture for long-term performance of investments. Okay. Now let's understand compound annual growth rate, that is CAGR. This is a method to calculate the annualized returns on investment when cash flow occurs at regular interval. It assumes a constant rate of growth over a specific period and calculates the average rate of return during that period. CAGR is particularly useful in understanding the growth rate of investment over the time, especially for the long-term investment like mutual funds. Okay. Now let's understand its advantage and disadvantage. Advantages, it is simple to calculate state formula, application of state forward formula in basic using basic arithmetic, and it gives a clear picture about long-term performance. So these are the two advantages. Disadvantage here is it does not account for timing of cash flow. CAGR assumes cash flow are evenly spaced over the investment period, which may not be the case for the investment with irregular or uneven cash flow. So this is one of the disadvantage. And then it can be misleading for volatile investments. CAGR is not accurate. It does not accurately reflect the performance of investment with high volatility, as it assumes a steady rate of return over the entire investment period. So these are two disadvantages. Now let's compare both the functions. XIRR and CRG both are valuable tools in evaluating mutual fund investments. Okay, so now let's understand it in clearly. XIRR is typically used when evaluating funds with irregular cash flows such as additional investment or withdrawals made at different point in time. It considers the time and amount of each cash flow, providing more accurate measures of annualized returns. On the other hand, this CAGR is commonly used when evaluating funds with a regular cash flow. It assumes a constant rate of growth over a specific period, making it ideal for comparing funds that have a consistent investment pattern. The CAGR is for lump sum investment, while XIRR is preferable for calculating returns for periodic investments like SIP. Here, the CAGR measures annualized compounded return on investment, whereas XIRR measures the average return earned by the investment after factoring in the. To conclude, we can say if the cash flows are irregular or occur at different intervals, XIRR function is preferred. Okay. On the other hand, if the cash flows are regular and if it occurs at consistent interval, then CAGR function is more appropriate. So to understand of CRGA is compound annual growth, and here it is extended internal rate of return. It calculates the return, the rate investment with fixed amount. Here all kind of investment with numerous cash flow. Timing, it does not consider the timing of cash flow, it considers the timing of cash flow. Return of rate, here is considered average annual growth rate. Here it considers internal rate of return. Complexity, it is less complex and it is more complex. Accuracy, both are accurate. It is suitable for long-term lump sum investment without any additional cash flow. Okay. And here the investment with multiple inflow and outflow. It is suitable for the investment with multiple inflow and outflow. Limitation of this is it does not work for short period, that is short term, that is example 1 year. Cannot be determined if final redemption value is not entered.